recently they announced that they're pushing back the Warzone 2.0 Season 2 update from February 1st to February 15th. And today they released a whole list of reasons why. They're changing a lot, guys, and I think it's going to be great. Let's take a look at these patch notes together. Alright, here we go. The Path to Season 2 Community Update. All right, this is going to be great, guys. There's a lot of stuff. So simply for the first thing here, it says crashes and stability. That's just because the game has been crashing. It's been better, but it's still happening. They're working on that continuously. I'm sure they are. I hope they are. If they aren't doing their job. So that's great to hear that they're at least announcing it, addressing it, all that. Audio. This is really interesting. Now, the audio has gotten better since release. Not great. It still has some problems. And if you're a PC player like me, you've downloaded a third-party software. I use DTS Sound Unbound. It's been great. It's basically a spatial audio thing, and it helps me hear footsteps from all around me. It's increased the volume of things. It's been fantastic. I do recommend that if you are a PC player. If you're on console, there are some Dolby things that you can do as well. Just kind of look into those. It does help to use these third-party softwares to boost the sound in the game. Look, if you're not doing it, somebody else is doing it. If you can't beat them, join them. You really need to be getting in on this. The audio has been so much better for me. It's improved my gameplay a lot just being able to hear. Now, what they are talking about here, for the most part, is that they found a problem that they didn't know existed called audio occlusion. And what this was doing is it was making it so sound wasn't going through certain items based off the material they were made out of. For example, as they put in here, a stapler, which is made out of metal. It was blocking sound coming to a player. So what that means is if somebody was running down the hallway of a building and you were inside of a room that had a stapler on the desk, and in between you and that player approaching you was that stapler, it was blocking the sound of his footsteps. This makes so much sense. This is why this was happening. They have found the problem. They are addressing the problem. They are fixing it. This is great news. I think we can all rejoice on this one that hopefully this is gonna make it better, and our sound is gonna get better and better into this game. Some UI updates, user interface. This is amazing. This is some really cool things. They're little quality of life things, but they should have been done. And it's just one of those things where I guess over time we realize, oh, this isn't working. Let's change it. Which is camo organization. It's going to be a lot easier to organize and see all of your gun camos. Your social tab improvements. That's going to be easier to find your friends and get into matches because that's kind of been a nightmare since release. So that's really great. You're also going to be able to do things like preview the reticles on guns, which is really great. You're not going to have to put an optic onto a gun and then go into the fire range or into a game and see what it looks like. This, you'll be able to go to the optic, preview the reticle, and then see it before you having to go and do those things. It's going to save some time. It's going to be great. We'd love to see that. Just like little quality of life things that just speed things up the process. Also, recent player tab. They know it's a problem, and they are going to make it better. That's what they're hoping. They're going to make that better, so hopefully that works. So if you wanted to ban somebody or block somebody or play with somebody again, it's going to be a lot easier to access that recent player tab and use it. Play again button. The play again button is returning at the end of a game for Warzone. Thank you, finally. There's no reason for me to have to see placed 85th and that just stay there, and I have to go all the way back out to the main thing, click into the game mode again, and then click start, and then matchmake. Now, this is just going to make it so you can, if you're ready to go, you don't need to do anything in the lobby, you don't need to build any guns, you can just go right into the next game. This is how it was in Warzone 1. This is how it's going to be in Warzone 2. Thank you. We needed that. I appreciate that. It says it's going to improve actor action report with audio. Not sure what that means. We'll see. Play again feature, as I said. I mentioned that one just now. And then the bug fixes for inconsistencies for challenges, battle pass, weapon progression. I know that some people are running into some challenges and camo progression that was not working the right way. I guess they're going to adjust that. Weapon balancing. Look, this basically what they're saying here is we always balance weapons upon a big update. So they're not going to be any details on that, but I do, think that there's going to be some major changes into some guns and how they work, specifically sniper rifles. We will see. I'm not sure, but this type of thing that we'll find out when they release it. Now, here are some big ones here, guys. We already knew, I think a lot of us knew that the 1v1 Gulag was returning. They announced that. That's great. I think that this will make a lot of people happy. Personally, I like the 2v2 Gulag. Now, that's just because I like to get 2 free kills, and I thought that it was pretty easy to at least get 1 kill in a 2v2 situation. Yes, did it stink if you had a teammate that was terrible? Yeah, sure, whatever, it happens. But I thought for the most part, I was getting out of the gulag with at least a kill, if not 2 kills, and I was enjoying that. I thought that was great, but it's okay. 1v1, I can handle that as well. They're also changing it from the jailer coming out for overtime to the good old capture the flag domination style, where overtime clock hits, you get on the flag, you capture it, the other person doesn't, you win. So either you kill your opponent or you capture the flag in overtime to advance. This is identical to what it was in Warzone 1. They are going to be using the same gulag, but they said they're going to adjust it a little bit for the size in the 1v1 situation. They say that they're going to be changing the loot into it. There will be different things on the ground, and we're going to get to one of those in just a second. There's not going to be 3-play fest necessarily. There's not going to be just grenades, just secondary. They say they're going to add things like cash. Who knows? Maybe they'll add some kill streaks that you can take out with you if you win. If you do win, they also are already going to give you a cash bonus. This is great if you're trying to re-up and like get back into the fight, and you come back in with that stupid pistol, or in this case, well, actually, you're actually going to have an AR, an SMG, or an LMG now too, which is great. So you come in with that gulag gun, but you have no money, right? That stinks. Nope, they're going to give you a cash reward for winning the gulag. I think this is great. It's an interesting feature. It's really, really going to help out with your reset, and I think that that's good. Resetting has always been very hard in this game, especially with the time to kill. So I think that that's great that they're doing that, allowing people to have a little bit less of a disadvantage when already coming out of the gulag once. They also are going to be increasing the cash in the game. This is great. I feel like sometimes like earlier today, I opened 7 loot boxes in a row and I had $0, and that's not great. So I think that they're just going to be balancing that. They say that the minimum stack of cash is going to go from 100 up to 500 or 800. 500 in cash registers, or 800 is ground loot, which is crazy. That's a huge jump, and I think that's great. You're no longer going to get cash out of any supply boxes, except for the ones inside of a stronghold. So those white ones inside of a stronghold will still have cash, but the orange and basic pale yellow ones, those will no longer have cash in them. But I think that they're upping the money across the board. That's fine, because they're also reducing the price of things in the stores, which we will get to that in just a second. Another thing I think that a lot of us had heard is that they're going to be changing the way that the loot pops out of boxes, making it float off of the ground as opposed to being laying on the ground and stacking on top of each other, which is really hard to sort through when you're trying to, in a hurry, pick up the UAV that popped out of the box and you're trying to grab it, but you can't because it's underneath 2 guns and ammo. This is going to be a good change, but it's not just to the openable supply boxes. This is for the lootable duffel bags as well. When you open up a duffel bag, it's going to spit all that loot out, as opposed to you having to scroll through the menu and try to pick things, slowing you down when somebody might be pushing you, making you not even want to consider opening them because you might be in the heat of the action. This is going to make it a lot faster, a lot more playable. Once again, I think they're going towards speed and resetting and making things on an even playing field here. This is another change that's going to be doing that. I think that that's great. They're also going to be getting rid of backpacks. What I mean by that is you will no longer be able to loot a medium or a large backpack. Everybody will come in with the same backpack, and everybody will leave with the same backpack. That's it. I don't know if I like this one or not. It's going to be something we'll find out, because one thing I liked about it was that you were able to find one of those medium or large backpacks. You were able to stow that third gun, giving you a real advantage and a real strategic play here. Like, I had classes set up for if I had a medium or if I had a large, because I was able to stow that gun. I could have an SMG, an AR, and a sniper rifle, be able to pull one out when I needed to. Like, late circle comes in, I put away that sniper rifle, pull out the AR. I really liked that. I hope that doesn't go away. We can continue to see what that's going to mean, but as long as they give us that stowable slot and maybe give us as many slots as a medium backpack. So just give everybody a medium backpack, and I think that this is a great change. It's going to be great. Loadouts changes, I think I hit on some of these a little bit. The big one here is that you're going to have customizable perks now. You're not just going to have a static list of packages that everybody has. You can do them yourself. This is going to make things so customizable to your play style. This is way better. That's how it should have been in the first place. I was very confused by the perk system when it first released. In this, I think this is great. You're going to be able to build a class, have a perk package. Not all the perks for multiplayer will be available. They do say there'll be select perks. I think that's great. A lot of people will say that loadouts mean that this isn't a true battle royale. I understand where they're coming from, but really building a loadout all the way complete with all your perks and what you want like that is really what gives you an identity in this game. And I think it's a great way to really continue to customize things and even the playing field to your playstyle and make it great. Also, you're now going to see that everybody drops in with a 3-play vest. No more having to loot around trying to find that 3-play vest after you come back from the gulag, trying to reset. This is once again one of those making it easier for you to reset, putting everything on a playing field. I think this is great. For this reason, this is why I mentioned that 3-play vest will no longer be lootable in the gulag, because they're not lootable at all. They're gone forever. You just get one. You have one just like you did in Warzone 1. I think this is a great improvement to what it was going to be. We're also going to see lower cost primaries at buy station. You're gonna, which means like your guns that you had, that you think you're gonna be able to buy them for cheaper. I already thought that they were pretty cheap, so that's crazy. Everybody's gonna have their guns pretty quick. Once again, giving everybody their loadout, customizable. They can feel good about their gameplay and what they're doing. They can't blame the ground loot gun because of this and that. I think that's good. It's all gonna be good. The loadouts, as I said earlier, are gonna be reducing in price. That's gonna make it easier to get. They're also gonna be dropping loadouts 2 times in a match, as opposed to 1 time in a match. So it's going to be 1st and 5th circle. You're going to see all those loadouts dropping, which I think is great. Right here it says that which will happen in the 1st and 5th circles each match. This is going to give you more opportunity to get your loadout as you used to have one right away, and then mid-late game once again, making it easier to reset and even the playing field, which is I think what they're going for in this update as a whole, which I am all for and I think is great. Also, they've added loadouts as rare loot. You might find one in one of those boxes you open. You drop on strong, you drop on airport, open one up, boom, here it goes. There's a loadout. That's pretty cool. I think that is something that is always an interesting find. If people find that loadout early, game changer, man. So I think that that's good. Awesome to add that. It says very rare, so we'll see if it happens. You are also these are some good things on here. We talked about the 3-play vest already. You already have one. Here, this movement, this is a big one. You're going to be slightly faster when plating. This is great news. Instead of being stuck in the animation because you're so slow, you can't even go through a door, you can't get behind cover, you're going to be moving faster. It doesn't say you're going to be able to sprint. It does say you'll be moving faster. I still think that's a good step in the right direction. We're making this happen, and you're also going to be able to bust through doors that you couldn't before. So now you'll be able to get to cover better, be moving faster. You were always at a disadvantage anyways when you're down a plate. So this is great. You're going to be able to now be faster while plating. Hopefully it's fast enough. We'll see. Also, kind of going back to the buy station stuff, they do say that right here that all of them are going to be added and adjusted to the spawn locations, and they'll be static across the map, meaning they'll always be the same. They're never going to change where they are. They're always there. I think that this is something that we kind of saw in Warzone 1, although they weren't always there, but you knew exactly where they were going to be if they were. So I don't know if they mean that or if they mean like for sure, no matter what, it will be there. To me, I read that as they will be there always, no matter what. Wherever you see them, that's what they'll be next time. That's interesting, and maybe they'll move them around season to season as things change. We'll see. I think that another thing that's great is they will be not running out of loadouts. So you won't get all the money for a loadout, get to a buy station and be like, oh, I can't get one, and there's not a loadout for 500 meters. You will always be able to buy a loadout if you have the money. Great change. Something that I've been running into a lot recently that I thought was frustrating, so I do like that a lot. I think that's great. They're also going to be changing some stronghold rewards and the black site rewards. We'll see what that means. Right now it's advanced UAV, large backpack. Once again, we know that that's not a thing, so that had to change. All that type of stuff. We'll see what they give us when we complete these things. Also said that a loadout was the reward. Maybe it won't be anymore. Who knows? Well, it doesn't really go into specifics on that. If you read the stronghold part right here, it just says that things are going to change for them. And another thing that they're going to be doing is changing AI combatant damage. It doesn't say whether that's taking damage or giving damage. I'm assuming both. We will see. I think that that's a good change, and it needed to be done a while ago, and they're going towards the right direction here by continuing to adjust those way overpowered AI that just come out of the corner and down you. They're going to be doing some spawn point adjusting, so they'll be changing where the spawn points are, making it less of a disadvantage of the bad spawns that you get that you don't have any lit, which I think is really great. They're going to be doing difficulty tuning on missions, meaning, so what that means, it doesn't mean custom tuning. What that means is like the tier 1s are going to be super easy. Tier 2s are going to be a little bit harder, and Tier 3s will still be difficult, but they're just making it a little bit more enjoyable, a little bit more attainable for the casual player, because what's happening now is that a lot of people don't even have that, including me, don't even have that second insurance slot unlocked. And it's kind of frustrating. So that's cool. Definitely good to see them doing that to make things a little bit more accessible for everybody. They also say here that they're going to be addressing these crashes as a priority for Season 2. Crashing is a big thing in this game, and in DMZ it is backbreaking. You go in there fully kitted with your best guns trying to do that one mission that you know you can beat. Boom, dev error, you lose it all. You don't have anything. You have to reset everything that you had. So hopefully they're going to be addressing that and really making that better, because that's a big frustration to a lot of players. I've read that in all your comments when you're commenting on my videos, that that's one big thing that you want to be changed. And I agree. And at least they should be having a secondary thing where it's like, if you crash, you don't lose this. And they should be able to do that with a log. It knows when you crash. So we'll see. But hopefully at least maybe they can at least address the crashes first and make that better so that doesn't happen anymore. They're going to be taking away all of the stuff that you have. This is very common in a game like this. In Tarkov, this happens. I think it's every 6 months or so. This might be every season, which is, 2-3 months. You lose all of your keys that you have. You will lose all of your contraband weapons. If you have keys that you want to go to those locations before February 15th, use them. Use them, because they are disappearing one way or the other on the 15th. So use your keys. Don't hoard them like me. I've never used them, so I'm going to now, because now I know that I have to before the 15th. They are also going to be adding the new exclusion zone, which I believe is going to be area 20 or building 21, so probably just another thing. I don't know if you're going to have to find a key card for it, just like you did. It doesn't say, but it says there will be a new playable area. Super cool. Another thing to look forward to. And just finishing off here, multiplayer, there isn't a lot here. Going back to the audio stuff, it's the same thing with Warzone. Perk balancing, they're going to be changing some of the bonus perks and how they work and the timing on them, that type of thing. Weapon balancing, we know that's the same thing as Warzone. And they are going to also be bringing hardcore back. Right here, it says, so Tier 1 was their hardcore mode this time. They decided, and the community decided, they didn't like that, so they're going to be moving back towards the old style of hardcore, which means you will have limited HUD, not no HUD. The things will be lower damage, or you'll have lower health, higher damage, all that stuff. I think that's going to be more comfortable for the players. It's already kind of was hardcore mode anyways. I don't know why they renamed it. It just didn't make any sense to me. They will be bringing playlists. This is Valentine's Day. 1 week per month they will do a Twitter poll so you guys can choose. That's kind of cool. And then ranked play. They are bringing ranked play back in, which is great. Going to CDL, all that type of stuff. I think a lot of people that play multiplayer have been asking for that. That's great. I'm glad that they're doing it. So those are some of the changes. It says looking ahead, they got all this stuff, that they got changes in Season 2, and they are aware of other problems and all of that, and they're going to be bringing some new problems new problems. They're going to be fixing some of these problems in the future. They have been listening to us. It is very obvious. We'll see where these changes go and how things are going to work. I appreciate you watching this video. I read this entire article and took a lot of notes, so you didn't have to, and you could just watch this video and see all the highlights and see what this is. I appreciate you being here. I will see you guys on my next live stream. I'll see you guys on my next reel. Appreciate you guys so much. As always, cheers.
Make sure to follow me for more tips and tricks.